Chick, let's just summer because you always have interesting summers. So
Yeah,
let's get a rundown on what you did.
definitely another interesting one. Obviously, I was hurt at the end of the year there, my ankle, and I basically was just trying to rehab and try to get it to a place where I was going to be able to just go home and get back on the ice and start training. I had it was kind of what I was rehabbing was a separate issue in my ankle than what I had injured at the end of the season. And so, we basically did everything we could to get it to a place where I thought I was going to be able to go on the ice and feel pretty good. And it was kind of giving us a little bit of trouble, but I left Arizona thinking I could go home and get on the ice. And so we went up to the cottage, and right when I got on the ice, I was out there with my dad and my grandpa. We rented ice like we always do, and I always try to cherish those moments and have fun. And it was a tough one because I just could tell my ankle wasn't going to get to a place it had to be, and so unfortunately I had to go get that fixed. So it was just a bone spur in there. It just had to be shaved out. It just wasn't just limiting me too much. So that was unfortunate. And when I was on the ice, I couldn't skate very well because of the bone spur, but I was shooting a ton of pucks with my dad and grandpa. They were feeding me one-timers the whole time. And I had the wrist done last summer, and it was kind of bugging me all throughout the year still. And I figured, with in the past, I've kind of gotten used to sometimes when you have surgery, it takes like a full year for it to really recover. And so I was really hopeful, I had a lot of time off the ice from March till when I got on the ice in the summer, and I was hoping it was going to feel really good, but it still was bugging me too. So since I had to go get the ankle done, we figured we might as well do the wrist as well and get it cleaned up. And so that's kind of where we're at now. I'm feeling really good on the ice. Been on the ice for a few weeks. The ankle feels great, and the wrist needed a little more time, so it's still coming along. But it's feeling really good, and I was able to start doing a lot more last week. So,
Do you have a sense yet of what your availability will be for camp? How long, what your timeline looks like?
not really. Not really sure. We're still kind of playing it, I guess, week by week at this point, and seeing how I continue to progress. But like I said, things are feeling really good. I'm in a really good place. Mentally, I think physically, I feel like I'm in phenomenal shape. And just, ready to keep ramping up. I think, I definitely won't be out there with the guys start of camp, and not sure about preseason either. I'm not cleared to start shooting yet. So, we'll see how things go. But, yeah, just kind of taking it week by week.
With all the chatter that went on this summer, trade rumors, we talked to you obviously on breakup day as well. When you come back into camp this year, how do you turn the page, put that all behind you?
Yeah. There's obviously a lot of chatter with that going on. I think, the way things kind of played out, I think, which hasn't really been talked about much, but I think, last year, the team had approached me a couple times, one before the season, one early on in the season. And, we just had discussions on, where I was at mentally, and where the team was at, the trajectory of the team. And I think, the team, basically communicated to me, knowing, the type of competitor and person I am, that, they indicated if, this rebuild was going to be something that was going to be, hard or difficult on me, then, I wanted to be in a different situation and get moved on, that they were going to be, willing to do that and make that happen for me. And so there's a couple occasions where that we had those meetings, and I think throughout the start of last season, I had a lot of reflection time and some really, really emotional, hard reflections with my, loved ones and family, and we ultimately decided to take them up on that offer and try to moved on to a better situation. I think, You know, like we talked about at the end of last season, just, my desire to win in this league. And, careers are so short. The time flies by. I'm going into my 7th year here in Arizona, 7th year in the NHL. And, it's just crazy. I don't want to, these years to keep going by and, be 10, 12 years into the league and not had a real good chance or shot at not only the playoffs, but winning a Stanley Cup. I mean, you ask anybody that plays the sport at the highest level, they're all going to tell you they play it to win. And that's really my mentality and where I'm at. And I think the team understands that. I think it's kind of a mutual position right now for me to get moved on to, a situation with a chance to win and a team that's, fighting for the Stanley Cup and for them here to be able to get assets. And, I understand how rebuilds work, and I think it could be mutually beneficial. So
that still is your wish. I mean,
yeah, that's definitely where, we're at. So
in camp, if you have to start the season here, how do you approach this?
yeah, I mean, I think the way I am, and Craig, and I've been here a while now, and the way I operate and take care of my business, and trying to get better every day. And that's really all I'm going to continue to focus on is continue to get better, get healthy. That's obviously the biggest thing right now, is getting back to 100%. And that's really where my focus is at right now.
Patrick? Or no? Anyone? Jenna? Anyone? Lena? No? Oh, you have one more. Oh, Lena's there.
Jacob, Lena Washington, 12 News. Kind of a lighter topic, but the name Mullet Arena kind of took off on social media with where you guys are playing. I don't know if you saw that, if you guys had any talk or reaction or fun with the name of where you guys will be playing.
No, we haven't really talked about it too much. Obviously, it's just kind of ironic, the connection there. Obviously, mullets are a big part of the game in the past, and there's lots of, my dad, back when he played, he had a crazy mullet, and he played with Yager on that Pittsburgh team, and obviously his mullet was legendary back then. So, yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, just funny, the connection there.
Yeah, Bill said he had a mullet when he was 17. Have you seen any of those pictures? by
No,
chance?
I haven't. I think we've all had one. I had one back in the day. I think, if you play hockey, probably everyone's had a mullet at some point for sure.